Hey everybody, it's Allison, stlprostretch.com. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And today we're going to be doing some chest stretching on the floor and at the wall. So you can do it either way. Just make sure you work within your range of motion. Nothing should hurt, and if it does, please stop doing it, whatever you're doing. Let's come down to the floor, and we're going to do a little warm-up. So one of my favorite warm-ups to do for the shoulders is just come to hands and knees. Stack your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips, and we're going to drop the chest through the arms. And then we're going to pull the chest through and then push the chest away, back the chest up, and then move it around. So we're moving the body around in a circle around the arms. It doesn't feel like you're doing much, but believe me, you are. And then we're going to move the opposite direction. So push the chest back through. We're going to protract the shoulders, so bring them apart and down away from the head, and then bring the chest up and around and through. So we're moving backwards now. So instead of moving the arms around the shoulder, we're moving the body around the arms. I know it seems a little weird, and it might look like a little bit of crazy gyration. I don't want to have a whole class doing this. It does look like we're doing some type of tantric yoga sort of thing, but you'll notice how warm your shoulders are now, right? Okay. Next, we're going to do a little lat stretch. I'm going to take my right hand in front of my left. I'm going to push down the right hand, and as I'm pushing down, I'm going to pull the hips back. You can also just press your hand right in front or out to the side. You can do it either way. It'll just catch a few different muscles. So, pulling away. This is giving me a little bit of a lat stretch. You can tilt the shoulder down toward the mat if you like. All these stretches I'm doing here today are going to be really helpful when it comes to back bending. I think in yoga, a lot of people have a difficulty getting into the back bend just because their shoulders are so tight and their chest is so tight and their lats are so tight. So you gotta spend some time stretching these muscles out if you want to get there. And then the opposite side. So cross the left hand over, press the left hand down into the mat. I'm rounding my back a little bit. You don't have to do that as I pull my hips back. And we're just working this lat. Again, you can move your hand out if you want to get into the pec minor a little bit of pec action. I'm mostly working lats right now. And then we're going to work into push-up. Now, I know not everybody can do a push-up. Modify it. Get some yoga blocks underneath your hands. I've only got one yoga block in here, but I do have a book for the other side, so I'll demonstrate that. Yoga blocks, books. It's going to take a lot out of the wrist, so if you do have sensitive wrists, do everything with blocks. It really helps. It just gets the weight up off of your body, off of the wrists. Try it anyway. So we're going to do a push-up. I'm going to pull my thumbs towards each other. I'm pulling my thumbs towards each other to contract my pec muscle. Now, I may start with my shoulders protracted so they're moving apart and away from my head, but as I move down, pulling the thumbs together, I'm going to pull the elbows out, and I'm going to imagine the shoulder blades moving together so that I can get the chest open. So I'm contracting the shoulder blades towards each other, and then I'm going to push out of it. The whole time I'm pulling my thumbs together. And I'm on my knees. For those of you who are more advanced and you'd like a little bit more sensation on the way down, come up to a full plank, pull the thumbs together, lower down, and you can just drop the knees to come back up again. We're more concerned about the stretch, so the muscle getting longer as you lower down in the pec. Muscle shortening, I'm not that worried about, unless you're trying to build strength, and that's fine. All right, I think our pec muscle, at least my pec muscles, are feeling pretty warm. Next stretch. And if you have any issues with laying flat, on your chest, I know some of you may have had breast reconstruction surgery, you may have a pacemaker. Please be careful. And if this hurts, or if your doctor says don't do it, then don't do it. But I found that it's really, really great pec stretch. If you don't have, I know some yoga studios have the wall ropes, or if you have TRX suspension cables, those are great for stretching your chest, but some people don't have those things, so this is another option. So I'm going to start with my right arm, because that way, I think I'm going to turn around. That way I can still talk and you'll be able to hear me. So I'm going to take my arm out in a cactus position. So my elbow's down, my wrist is down. I'm pressing down with both the hand and the elbow, and I'm going to turn my head the opposite direction so you can hear me. And pushing down with both my elbow and my hand, my wrist, and I'm going to use my other hand to push me over. And I'm just going to move over until I feel a stretch, and then I'm going to move back again. So moving in and out of the stretch with resistance, always pushing the elbow and the wrist down into the floor, into the mat. And then we're going to move on, that feels good, to straight arm. So I've got my arm all the way out. I'm pushing the palm of my hand into the floor, into the mat. I'm going to push the palm and then rotate. We want to, as you're rotating, I know sometimes in yoga they do this stretch where you just kind of lay here, and it's a passive stretch. We're adding resistance so that we can get a little more out of it and also build some strength and elasticity in the muscle. So pushing the hand down, rotating, and if you want to add a little bit more at the end, just hug that shoulder blade into the back. And then we're going to do a diagonal. Now, this diagonal is the tightest, so be careful. Please don't try to overdo it. This is not right in front of the head, so we want to move it out some. Think about this cactus arm and then stretching the cactus arm out. So it's a diagonal movement. I'm pushing the palm of the hand down and then rotating again. And for me, this is definitely the tightest of all the chest stretches. And if you're feeling like you're pretty warmed up here, we're going to do some rotations. So the first rotation, you'll have to kind of maybe, I don't think you can zoom in on these YouTube videos, but I'm going to flip my thumb up and I'm going to pull my fingers back toward my forearm. So I'm rotating. I'm going to thumb up, pull my fingertips back toward the forearm, and that is going to get into my inner forearm. And I feel it into the palm of my hand. I'm pressing down with the back of my hand. And then the opposite, I'm going to turn my hand over so that I'm thumbing down, thumb down, thumb down, thumb down, all the way over so that the back of my hand is on the mat. And I'm going to press the back of my hand into the mat. This is going to be, for me, this is tightest. And I'm going to roll. This is going to get into my bicep, my forearm, tennis elbow people, this is for you. And then to take it a step further, I'm going to make a fist and pull that fist toward my forearm. I'm always pressing the back of the hand into the floor as I rotate in and out of this position. I'm feeling this refer into a lot of things, into my neck, my levator scapula, a lot of things that are just kind of like saying, oh my, okay, I'm part of this whole subsystem of my shoulder, and I think it's a good thing. All right, So we're going to switch sides now and do it on the other side. I also want to mention before I move onward that you can do this against the wall. I have people in class that prefer to do it against the wall. You can do it in a corner of a wall, in a doorway, or just at the wall here. So you would start with your elbow and wrist here, and I'm going to press into the wall and turn away. I'm going to step my left foot forward. So I'm working my left arm. I'm going to step the left foot forward and out. So moving in and out. And then the same thing, straight arm, rotate, in and out, diagonal. I don't want to dirty up my pictures, so I'm going to put my palm right there and turn in and out. And then the rotations, thumb up and thumb under. So come back and do the other side. So I've got the elbow and wrist down on the mat. I'm pressing the elbow and wrist. I'm going to bend my right knee and rotate, open, turn my head the opposite direction. This arm is, my right arm's pressing to help me get there. So it's kind of like I'm letting my right arm win and then I'm letting my left arm win. And then we're going to go straight arm. So straight arm is out, palm down. I'm pressing the palm into the mat. And I rotate over and through. And then we'll go for our diagonal. And that would be, I'm going to walk my hand up. It's not all the way up here. It's between here and out to the side. So it's a diagonal movement. I'm pressing the palm down and a rotate and back again. And then we're going to add the rotations. So what will we do before? Thumb up, then bring the fingertips back toward the forearm. So thumb up, bring the fingertips back toward the forearm, press, and rotate. You should feel like you're carrying a tray, like you're a waiter and if you were standing up, you would be carrying a tray. So we're rotating in and out of that. And then I'm going to turn the thumb under, so thumb goes down, 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 down until I'm on the back of my hand. I'm pressing the back of my hand into the floor, into the mat. Rotate. And back again. Whew, that's a good stretch. I feel it in my bicep. I feel it in my forearm. And to take this a step further, I'm going to make a fist. Bring the fist toward my forearm. That's really going to get into that tennis elbow area. So if you have tennis elbow, this is a good one. You can do it up against the wall, in a doorway. You can do it anywhere. And a lot of times, it can alleviate pain when you're sleeping. So you can get some rest. Okay. Those are my chest opener ideas for today. I hope that you enjoyed that, and I hope that you incorporate it into your stretching routine, especially in the wintertime when we're all snuggled up under blankets and all these pec muscles are just like, these are also yin muscles. So in the wintertime, we tend to close them off. They get weak, they get tight, and it's a good idea to just give them some love every now and then. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Happy stretching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.